Today we're gathering around the campfire with Adrian, a QHS member whose life is as exciting and grounding as a hike through the mountains. But what trails did he tread to reach these heights? Let's trek into the wilderness and discover the adventures that led Adrian to where he is today.
Hey, everybody. My name is Adrian Michael. I go by Michael, but I'm from Texas, born and raised. I grew up in the East Dallas area, my mother is from Oklahoma, Ardmore, Oklahoma. My dad is from Lindale, Texas. On my mother's side, her great grandparents were from Ireland, and on my dad's side, his great grandparents were from Scotland. They on both sides settled in early days in Kentucky, but all migrated. Mother's parents migrated. Her lineage migrated to Oklahoma, Ardmore, Oklahoma, settled in, and my dad, his parents moved to grandparents, and then eventually his parents moved to the Lindale, Texas, Corsicana, Texas area. My parents got married young. Dad was a pilot in the Marine Corps in the Korean War, and my mother was a legal secretary, paralegal for a pretty large law firm in downtown Dallas. So I was raised as middle class, and didn't want for anything. I had fond memories of my young childhood. My parents did divorce, and mom, there was some stress in the household. I felt it, but and dealt with it. I had a nervous stomach with that, and but nonetheless, my mother was she met the love of her life. My mother met Wendell, who was also a Marine, and she met Wendell, and Wendell and fed head over heels and loved, and stayed married for I think for 40 something years. He died in 2013, and so he was my stepfather, but he was the man. Wendell was the man that raised me. I just loved him, and loved my dad too, and I had great relationships with both of them. And then my dad remarried Anita, and she was a stewardess for American Airlines, and so they met on a plane flight, and Dad and Anita got married. I think they got married just shortly after my mom and my stepfather got married. And Dad built a house in Plano, Texas, and lived there. I have two half brothers, Rick and Steve, and my mother and my stepfather had a child together, Lisa, and Lisa is like my baby sister. We're very close. But I had loving parents on both sides. I was so, you don't really think of that, and you get older and you go, my God, I got the luck of the lottery, man. I had my loving parents on both sides. Loving, supportive Christmases and birthdays were fantastic in my house, and we just played games. We were active. We challenged each other, we just had, it was healthy competition in my families, but I had loving parents on both sides. I never felt unloved. There were stories, you had those when parents split up, but I just, got to a place in my life where I just forgave them on both sides and asked for forgiveness from both sides, and I was just grateful I had that. I had just lucky. I was very lucky. So I went to high school in the East Dallas area, Pleasant Grove area. Went to Dallas Skyline. Graduated in 1975. Went to Air Force. Obviously went to Lackland, and then never got out of Texas, guys. I could have, I was asked to, when I was getting ready to get discharged. They wanted to keep me and send me to Clark, and offered me that, and I said no. So I was at Shepherd, and I got discharged, and went on, and I just putzed around for a couple of years, got into school, and eventually uh, went to the junior college level, played a little junior college baseball. Had some scouts looking at me, and so I was always gifted as a baseball player and football player in high school. Just a gifted athlete, very fast, and because I ran the 100 in 9.7, 9.8 in high school, super fast, man, at 4.40. So I had that. I had the speed and just loved it, and loved to run. But anyway, I went to college, and then I graduated from the University of Texas at Dallas. Went to a number of colleges, but I ended up getting my degree from UTD, and then I went to grad school at Texas Women's University, and that was in counseling education with a marriage and family tract. And then I became a very successful biofeedback therapist. I got introduced to biofeedback. We had some amazing teachers. I had probably some of the best in the whole country right there in the Dallas area that I trained under. And I worked in orthopedics. I worked in neurology. I worked for a physical therapist. I worked for a psychologist. I worked in hospitals for substance abuse. Did some work for TI, Texas Back Institute, teaching biofeedback. I was very good at it, so I just enjoyed it immensely. And then I opened up East Dallas Pain Management Center. Probably had one of the first in the whole country. I wasn't even 30 years old in East Dallas. Did everything from physical therapy. Of course, we did biofeedback. Had an aquatics program. We did counseling, individual group counseling. I had a friend of mine working there. We did psych testing. We did neuropsych evaluations there. We did functional capacity evaluations. We did work hardening program there, and I had a very successful business, as a young man. And then I opened up Southwest Therapy and Rehab up by Methodist Hospital, and that was successful. And then I ended up selling that entire business package to an orthopedic surgeon out of Arlington, and moved on. Ended up coming to Arizona in 1990, toward the end of 93, 94, and moved to Sedona, and lived there with my family. And we were there for a number of years. And I got exposed to work for Symbiotics, the colostrum company, and became the general manager there. At one time, I had under me, we had 17 people when my first year, I had 17 people that I was managing back then. And eventually we grew to 43. And I was with Symbiotics for probably 2.5, maybe 3 years. Then I went on my own and had developed my own nutritional products company. So I had success. I had, I just wasn't like I had the Midas touch. I was successful, and enjoyed setting goals and meeting those goals. Wasn't that I didn't have rough times, because I did. There were times that I wish I had made better decisions, better choices. But it's all part of my journey, and then guys, I jumping off to my about 4 months ago, I was in Cottonwood having a bite to eat, and I had trouble swallowing. I was eating a hamburger, and I couldn't get it down, to be quite frank with you, and highly embarrassed. I was choking in that restaurant, and I had to get, and so I was made the appointment with my primary care. Got an endoscopy and a colonoscopy done, and colonoscopy was good, was clear. Endoscopy showed that I had a 11 centimeter tumor, 4-inch tumor in my esophagus. And then I had the CAT scan. I had another test done to see if the cancer markers, see what they are. And it wasn't anywhere else. It was just in my esophagus. So they want to do chemo and radiation. Surgery was out of the question. I looked at going to Mexico to do laser and ultrasound to destroy the tumor there, but I didn't have the money to do that. I did a GoFundMe page, and I had a tremendous amount of support from friends, from just loved ones, my girlfriend. Just they stepped up, and I got some money together through GoFundMe, and because it's your insurance doesn't cover any of that, and so but I want to shrink that tumor. I want to get rid of it, and I believe that that's going to happen. In fact, I'm 100% it's going to happen. And I lost a lot of weight. I went from weighing 186, 190 down to 160, in a short period of time. And my energy level, my muscle is not what it was. I was in the gym 3-4 days a week, and I was pretty developed, pretty good sized dude for somebody my age. And but I'm still at the gym working out. I walk. I don't have the strength that I used to have, but I'm in that gym and I'm lifting weights, moving my body. My attitude is fantastic. I look forward to the V9, and I know that V9 and being part of the cancer study is going to be phenomenal. And I'm going to be a success. I'm already seeing it. I'm a success case. I want to be able to tell my story. I want to wear that V9 with those frequencies and get rid of the tumor, and the mass, and then so whatever I need to do there to facilitate that, I'm willing to do. I'm all in. And then the QArc. I mean, oh my God, we have an opportunity. I have an opportunity to go through the QArc like the rest of you guys. And here I am. I'm almost 68. I'll be 68 my next birthday. I want to go through and I want to get rid of the tinnitus. I want to have my energy back. I want to feel young. I want to feel younger, look younger. I'm still got a good brain. I still, can think. I do have a little neurological stuff going on. I think that's related to the tinnitus, and I want to get rid of that. That is annoying. I've had it for years. Tinnitus in my only one ear, and left ear, and but the QArc, my experience, I could see myself going through the QArc experience, coming out. The left ear is not ringing anymore. I come out, I'm going, oh my God, I feel great. I have a tremendous energy. I'm like, because I've always had energy. It's like, oh my God, and almost ADHD kind of stuff. And and be motivated. I'm motivated now, but I want to be ultra super motivated. So I look forward to that. I look forward to the QArc experience, being able to be a walking, talking example of having that experience, and then telling my story, and helping others on their journey. And I've got a couple of things I'm doing, soon, and I look forward to what some of the projects that I'm involved in, and just a whole nother life. I want to live to be another 300 years old, guys. 300 years. I'm not tired of this. I'm ready. I'm more appreciative now of my earlier life than I've ever been. The choices and everything. I mean, we all make choices that don't turn out so good sometimes. We just got to learn from them, and forgive ourselves, forgive others, and have a wonderful support group. I don't have buku of friends. I have close friends. I have, friends, but I just look forward to expanding my my field of people out there, friendship, and drawing like minds together, being part of each other's path journey if it's meant to be, and just getting on with life, because we're coming on to some special times. This, Mother Earth, we're here. This planet is going to heal, and we're along for this journey with her as we step into what we came here for. And with that, that's the end of my story. Thank you.
Join us on the Prequel, where every story matters and every voice is heard. Because here at QHS, we're all about healing, learning, and growing together.